Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're about to talk about is a massive update from this morning's video. You know, the one where we talked about the Tennessee legislator led by Republicans leveraging their power and withholding tax money to Memphis because they were trying to put gun control measures on the ballot, which is violation of state law. Yeah, Memphis just folded like a cheap suit. It took about 8 hours. This is what I'm talking about. We need more of it. Republicans across the nation, hope you're paying attention. This is how you do this. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to show you what they said. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you want to see the freedom that you have spread to the next generation in the form of a 2A. And thank you for that consideration. Now, the thing about Memphis is they tried a safety initiative and they really used some innovation, but it failed miserably. But you guys want to see some innovation that isn't gonna? It's called Boss Lock, and that is the sponsor of today's video. This is a biometric safe that's actually on the firearm itself. This little lever right here actually holds the slide back. It's not resting on the slide release. It's actually holding on the biometric safety. This doesn't go in a box. It will store just like this. And when you engage this biometric with your fingerprint, it slams forward and it's ready for action, saving you valuable time. And as you guys know, actually, I'll just show you how it works. Check it out. Ready to rock. And as you guys know, in our country, we do have a lot of unauthorized users that get access to firearms, whether they be young children or whether they be someone that is not supposed to have them. When you're starting to get into this type of technology and this type of innovation, it could be a solution that would fit for you. There's a link right down there in the description box below. If you use the code Langley24, you get 10% off. But again, this could solve a problem that goes to something naturally in our instincts. We are a safety-oriented organization. It's in our blood. If you are in the gun ranks, the first thing you learn is the 4 safety steps. And this is another piece of that puzzle. Thank you to them for making this content possible and for checking it out. Again, it's in the description. And beautiful people, let me show you this update. Oh, I love it so much. I might show a little too much glee on this one because, again, they folded like cheap suits, which I hope they do. I hope they do a lot more. Gun control initiatives to be left off Memphis ballot after GOP threat to withhold funds. Now, this was tens of millions of dollars, as I told you this morning's episode. And basically, they wanted to put some very not nice things on the Memphis ballot because the leftist-controlled city in a red state. That's the whole backstory, and we've talked about that in the prior video. You can watch it from this morning if you'd like. But let me show you what actually happened and how they responded when the Tennessee legislature slapped them with this threat, all right? Memphis, Tennessee. Election officials in Memphis decided Tuesday to leave 3 gun control questions off the November ballot after top Republican state leaders threatened to withhold tens of millions of dollars in state funding. Well, yep, that'd do it. Hot dog. Some Republicans used their cojones and actually stood on the Constitution and the rules of their state and actually enforced it. Odd. This is the result. If you think that the Democrats in power in blue cities and blue states would not do this exact same thing to anybody trying to get a concealed carry program or a reciprocity or some sort of gun rights movement, you're smoking something. This is the game of politics. If you have full control, Republicans, you better freaking use it because this is exactly what can happen. You preserve the rights of Tennesseans across the entire state. This is really massive, guys. They leveraged their power and it was fully in what they can do. And by the way, we have a little blue freak out at the end. Just stay in there. Hang in there for me. You're going to love it. Goins, who is the guy who basically sent the letter that said, don't do that. We covered it this morning. Goins added that unequivocal declarations by the General Assembly left no authority for Memphis officials to propose such amendments to the city's charter. Goins also raised concerns the city had not properly followed the public notice procedures and required to put on a referendum for the November 5th ballot. Shocking, they didn't follow the rules because they were trying to violate the rules anyway for political purposes. And here's the statement, and then we'll get to the fun part. In a statement, the Shelby County Administrator of Elections, Linda Phillips, said the state elections coordinator guides the commission in running elections, and we will be following his direction. Yeah, because you decided to try to bend the rules for political favor and you got threatened with over $70 million of taxes withheld from your entire city. Come at me. You cannot let them keep doing this with no repercussions. This is a repercussion that never even happened. But my goodness, did they fall into line quickly, didn't they? All right, let's keep on going. Again, I'm going to be happy about it because this is what should be happening on a national level too. Earlier this year, to get a little backstory for you, the Memphis City Council approved a proposal to ask voters if they wanted to tweak the shitty charter, the city charter to require permits to carry a handgun, ban the possession of AR-15 style rifles, and implement a so-called red flag ordinance, which allows law enforcement officials to remove firearms from those found to be an imminent danger to themselves or others. The council had acknowledged at times that they were potentially risking the ire of the Republican-dominant legislature since the measures likely conflicted with Tennessee's lax gun law, so they knew. Regardless, council members representing the large black majority left-leaning city said they were willing to take the risk. Doesn't seem like they're willing to take the risk anymore. They knew what they were doing was in violation of state law. They knew the legislature was going to respond poorly to that. They knew that preemption was active in Tennessee, and they did it anyway for political purposes. What do you bet that behind the scenes, holding these little puppet strings may have been a little marionette action from, I don't know, maybe Everytown for Gun Safety and Giffords.org and Brady for Gun Violence? What do you think? Over, under? You guys can let me know what you think in the comments field below. But I got some more for you. The freak out is yet to be. Oh, you're going to love this. The continued push to put the gun control questions before Memphis voters prompted not only the state's top Republican lawmakers to threaten to withhold funding, but also led Secretary of State Trey Hargett to warn that his office would not approve Memphis's ballot if it included the gun initiatives. They're playing hardball, and I'm here for it, but you guys remember this guy? Imminent freakout coming in. One of the Tennessee Three, one of the state representatives who got kicked out and ousted from Tennessee for basically leading chaos on the floor of the state legislature. Yeah, State Representative Justin J. Pearson, who represents the Memphis district, quote, "I am furious," shocking, "and disappointed that the Shelby County Election Commission felt that it needed to yield to the tyrannical and authoritarian actions of the Republican leadership of the state." It's in the Constitution of the state. It is literally law in the state. That is not yielding to authoritarian tendencies. That is following the law that the state legislature passed. They do this game all the time, and it is one of the most frustrating things in the world because they say, well, of course we're actively breaking the law, and of course we know it's against the law, but oh my God, the authoritarian bent of these people enforcing it, it's just maddening. Anyway, Pearson said, quote, "They are abusing their positions and authority to intentionally circumvent the will of the people in our city." No, they aren't. This is a game that they play that we need to stop letting them play it. And I'll start right here. It is within the Constitution of Tennessee. It is within the preemption laws of Tennessee. The legislature is perfectly in their right to defend themselves against this type of egregious overreach of their authority. And the Secretary of State is also within his authority. You can't just say, we're going to make it legal to start killing people, and then be upset when the government of the state goes, no, you can't. Oh my God, the authoritarians. That felt better. I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you enjoy.